Okay, folks, this is going to be a quick, unscripted video walking through the branch protection stuff that doesn't seem to magically come across in the way that I had hoped it would. Um, you might need to do this on future labs as well and on the iteration projects. Um, so it's good to make sure that you understand kind of what's happening here. So I'm going to just run through it fast and definitely ask questions if you're not sure what's going on. So this is the actually intro to GitLab from the beginning of the semester, and there is a file in the docs folder called faculty branch protection settings that explains what to do. You can ignore the first part because that's not what we're worried about here. It's the second part, switching things for the second part, that describes what it is we have to do. And so I've created a copy of Lab 2 just for this purpose. I'm going to walk through that and do all of the things that it says to do so that, we understand what's going on. So, first thing we have to do is go to settings and branches. And here there should be no protection rules. So you'd see some if there were any. So you should click the add branch protection rule. In the documentation, it just says add rule, but it's add branch protection rule now. And you have to do the branch pattern name. And we say main. Oops, little m main. So we provide the name of the branch that we're protecting. And then we got to click a bunch of boxes. So we want to require a pull request before merging. When we click that, notice that a whole bunch of new boxes came up. If I unclick it, right, it just goes straight down to require status checks. When I click this, status checks is now down here, and there's all these things. We're going to require approvals. We're going to set this to 1. It says in the documentation to set it to 2. We only do that for the first lab. I wouldn't do that for the second lab and beyond because you only have 2 of you in the team. So I don't know who the third person would be that would provide the second review. So we'll just say 1 here, and we'll say dismiss stale pull requests when a new commit is pushed. So that means if somebody pushes something, that changes what has been reviewed. So we'll dismiss those old reviews and require new reviews to make sure that those new changes have been reviewed. We'll restrict who can dismiss pull requests. We'll basically say nobody can. And that should take care of that. And then we'll click require status checks. And we'll require branches to be up to date before merging. And then we also want to search for status checks that are needed or going to be required. So we'll say Gradle build has to pass for us to be able to merge this branch in. So we'll type Gradle build there and then select it from the drop down, and it should then show up down here. And then we'll say require merge queue. Hello? You probably want to say require conversation resolution before merging. We don't say that in the write-up, but it's probably a good idea. Don't care about signed commits. Don't care about linear history. You could care about linear history, but we're not going to do it here. We don't care about deployments. We're not locking the branch. We do want to block, do not allow bypassing the above settings. And I'm not sure why I'm not seeing merge queue as an option here. Huh. So merge queue not an option? Don't know why. Not going to worry about it right now. We'll come back to it in a second and see if we can fix that. But now if we create that, when you change permissions like this, if you have any kind of GitHub or two-factor authentication turned on, GitHub's likely to ask you to confirm your identity because it would be really bad if a random person Oh, you know what? I bet I know what the problem is. I bet I accidentally made a private repository. Did I make a private repository? Let's see, I think that's down here. Yes, I made it private by accident. I want to make it public. Yes, I want to make that public. Yes, I understand all that. Make this public. That's probably why the merge queue didn't work. So you shouldn't have this problem. That should be a not a thing that you run into. Notice now when I go to branches under settings, we now have this main branch, and I can edit the protections. It should have all the stuff that we just talked about. And merge queue is going to be here now. And we'll just take all the defaults on merge queue, and we should be good. Save changes. So yeah, you shouldn't have had that issue. And I think now our project is protected. How can we see that? If I go to and if I clone that, lab to what did I call it? Lab to branch protection. Lab to branch protection demo. So check that out. Clone, open. So I'm cloned. And now if I open up over in the wrong place. If I open up VS Code here, I'll say yes, trust the authors. And now if I try to make a change, let's go just to README and say, actually, yeah, adding silly stuff to show that I can't push to main, save, commit, a silly commit, commit, and now if I try to push this, the push fails. Error failed to push some refs, and the remote error was protected branch update failed, blah, blah, blah. So changes must be made through the merge queue. Changes must be made through a pull request. So this is saying I cannot push to main. I have to go through a pull request and through the merge queue to get these changes in. So this is telling me that this just isn't going to work. Okay. So that tells us how to protect the branch. I'm going to stop here. I'll make a second video that shows you how to fix it if you have commits that you didn't mean to make to main and you want to undo those. I'll walk through that as well in a second video, but hopefully this is helpful. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.